Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Hotboii and we're going to be talking about Glock 9. Now, these are two Florida MCs, Orlando to be specific, and these cats have been caught up in an ongoing feud in the rap game. Well, it's rumored that this feud in the rap game also spilled into the streets. Now, there's an investigation that took place in Orlando, Florida, Orange County, Florida to be exact, that spanned like 9 months, and it covered both Hotboii's clique and Glock 9's clique. Now, both of them are currently locked up, and the story behind this is rather interesting, man. It's pretty crazy to say the least. But man, before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this Glock 9 and Hotboii investigation. And really, it's an operation. It was called Operation X-Force. And basically letting it be known, they trying to get the gangs up out of there in Orlando, right? Now, there's two stories I'm going to be referencing. There's one from the NBC News affiliate there in Orlando, and another that I'm going to talk about in a bit, man. But in the first story, it says this. So let's first look at the headline. So the headline says, Orange County Sheriff's Office discusses 9-month investigation into gangs. So what this report discussed was basically the press conference where you had the Sheriff's Department, had the FBI up there, the DEA, they had a whole bunch of different agencies up there, right? And they basically talked about the fact that they launched this investigation 9 months ago. It started in October when all the gang violence between these two feuding gangs, who they say that Glock 9 and Hotboii are attached to, were going at it, right? There were a lot of innocent people who got killed. There was a lot of shootings. It just got to a point where they felt like they had to do something, so they launched this investigation. And it was a joint effort between a whole bunch of different agencies, which makes it even worse. Like, we talked about the fact that Glock 9 has a RICO case hanging over his head, but man, they go into specifics and says he has like 53 charges on top of that. And when they went inside of his residence, they actually found these devices that can turn a regular gun into a fully automatic gun. And that's like, man, that's a big no-no. So man, it's looking bad for Glock 9 to say the least. Now, in another report, man, that came from the Orlando News there, the headline says something different. It says 34 face charges following 9-month investigation into Orange County gang violence. Orlando police announced third arrest in shooting of 16-year-old Tavia King. Now, that was one of the big cases and big names in this situation where they wanted to find out who was involved because somebody got shot accidentally, as an innocent bystander. Now, the report continues by saying a lot of things, but let's get to the specifics. Okay, so the report, it starts off by saying this. It says, the Orange County Sheriff's Office held a news conference Friday detailing a 9-month investigation by the Metropolitan Bureau of Investigation into gangs operating within Orange County. Now, Sheriff John Mina was joined by NBI Director Ron Stucker, Orlando Police Deputy Chief Jose Velez, and representatives from the FBI, DEA, and ATF. Yeah, I said the ATF. So they threw every agency was up in this, man. They were trying to get down to who these two groups were and get them off the street, man. And you see, obviously, it worked because you got Hotboii locked up and you got Glock 9 locked up, man. And what's weird about this situation is they have them on this board, on this picture, and they're actually listed in importance, like in order of importance. So say like Glock 9's at the top, man. Like he's going to be looking at the most time, and then down, 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 and you see Hotboii or whatnot, right? Now, the story continues by saying Mina said the investigation called Operation X-Force began in October as a feud between rival gangs, Army and 438, was escalating. Now, it's alleged that the Army, actually also called AF, I think it's like All Friends, No Family, AFNF, that's allegedly what Glock 9 is associated with, right? And 438, that's allegedly what Hotboii is associated with. And you can see on Hotboii's Instagram account, his name says Hotboii 438. You know what I mean? Now, the story continues by saying investigators said the feud was spurred on by disputes over music, women, right there, always, man, always, and territory. Mina added that the Army gang operates out of Mercy Drive area, while 438 gang operates out of Silver Star Road area. The sheriff, John Mina, said the ongoing feud that has been going back and forth between these gangs has been responsible for over 30 shootings and several homicides in a number of our jurisdictions. Investigators highlighted the deaths of 4 people who were killed as they were caught in the crossfire of retaliatory shootings, including Tavia King, the 16-year-old niece of Orlando City Commissioner Regina Hill. So, man, stop right there. So that put a major spotlight on them, man. So they're saying that the Orlando City Commissioner Regina Hill, one of the innocent victims in this situation, or innocent bystanders, Tavia King, like the number one that they were putting out there, was actually her niece. Man, that's horrible, man. That's horrific. And they put a picture of those folks who were lost in the fray, or people who were innocent bystanders who ended up getting killed in this situation. So it's wild, man. It's horrible, man. Horrible situation. Well, the story continues by saying this. During the news conference, the Orlando Police Deputy Chief announced a 3rd arrest in King's shooting death, Jeremiah Woods. So I guess Jeremiah Woods is one of the folks involved. And they actually have a list, like a scroll down list. Somebody who did this report did their work, because there's like a list you could scroll down and basically look at the affiliations of everybody's, gang, or who they're saying they're allegedly affiliated with. I don't know that for fact or for certain. You know what I mean? Now, the story continues by saying, according to Velez, Woods faces a charge of 1st-degree murder, and investigators believe it was his gun that killed King. 2 teens were already arrested and facing charges for King's shooting death. Now, this is the crazy part of this story right here, where you see where these other agencies got involved, all right? So it says that throughout the course of the investigation, 15 guns were pulled off the street, which included 2 stolen guns and 2 that were directly involved in King's death, according to Stucker. Investigators said that they also recovered 13 auto sears, which are devices that can convert a semi-automatic gun to a fully automatic, inside the home of Jaquavius Smith, aka Glock 9, man. So Glock 9 was found, it was found in Glock 9's house, these 13 sears, man. That's where the ATF gets involved, and that's why he's looking at a lot of these charges too, I'm pretty sure, man. Everybody who's a Glock 9 fan, hopefully, man, I don't know, man. I got nothing for you at this one, man. This is tough, because especially when you account for the times that Glock 9 has been arrested already, man, this is gonna be a tough one for him. I'm gonna just say that. Now, the story continues by saying, Stucker said in all 34 people have been arrested over the course of the investigation, and of those 32 are facing racketeering charges. So 32 people of the people that were arrested in this investigation are facing those RICO charges, man. All right. Now, it quotes Stucker, who I believe is like one of the people who's one of the agencies, or heads of one of the agencies. I believe it was the MBI or something like that. And he said this. He said, this case with these 34 defendants is being prosecuted by the Office of Statewide Prosecution, Stucker said. Now, the report ends with a long statement from the Attorney General, and she's basically saying that she believes that, this was due to a whole bunch of hard work, and this is going to send a message to people, in gangs, how they're not going to let them run roughshod all throughout the community or whatnot, right? Now, the most important part about this is that chart that I told you about, man, and I'm gonna have the link to this story and to the other news report in the description or in the bio of this video, and just look at it, man. It'll be there for you. But you can go to this little thing, and it scrolls down a bar, and it shows you Operation X Force, and it tells you if somebody is at large, if they're arrested or not, and they have Hotboii listed at large. I thought Hotboii was arrested. I thought he was arrested or currently in custody, but they have him at large currently, man. So I'm not sure. Maybe Hotboii is out, because I remember he got locked up, but they currently have him at large. And then it lists also what gang they're allegedly with. You know what I mean? And it just tells you all the charges against him as well, which is wild, man. Which is wild. And when you look at this, you're like, man, all these lives, man, all these people, man, this is wild. And it tells you that, man, a lot of people in this investigation weren't part of those two groups as well, man. There's some people who are there and they're not listed as part of a group, but there's a great deal that are, man. So it looks like RICO charges are coming down for 32 of these people, and it ain't looking good, man. And Hotboii is included in that as well. So Hotboii's RICO charges, man. Glock 9 RICO charges. And both of them were killing it in the rap game. Hotboii was really killing it in the rap game. It seems like everybody from that team, man, is just, man, because you had everybody who's down with Hotboii's team, like as far as in the rap game, there's all sorts of stuff going down with them, man. It's wild, man. It's wild. And you know how they say they're clicking up in the rap game, but this is crazy to say the least. But what do you guys think about this whole situation? Like, what do you think about Hotboii being listed as at large, and it looks like he's going to have to turn himself in for RICO charges as well as Glock 9? So that's two of the hottest rappers from Orlando, the two biggest rappers I can think of from Orlando, both going down on RICO charges, man. Now, just because they're being charged with something doesn't mean that they're guilty. Even though there's a ton of evidence against them right now, man, there's always a chance there. So, I mean, I hate to end on a dark and gloomy note, but, man, this sounds wild, and it's not looking good. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace. Oh, yeah. Make sure to smash that like button, man.